Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Itwa, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the top things you need to know before traveling to Japan. So, I just came back from my Japan trip early December 2025, and y'all, I had a great time. Whatever you hear about Japan is true. The place is just like so serene, but gives you good city vibes at the same time. So if you've been thinking about planning your trip to Japan, I highly recommend. And I'm gonna give you some few tips to help your trip, and because I know planning can be very overwhelming. Japan is a small country, but many people and many things to do. Great eats, great activities, the people are great, and I just know planning can get overwhelming, so these tips are going to definitely help you out. So we have 10 things to go over. The first one we're going to talk about is language basics. You don't need to be fluent in Japanese. My experience, especially like a lot of other countries, is just the way like cash is king, English is king. You can find English subtitles or usually a translator at most locations. So you don't have to be fluent in Japanese. I will say Japan is the country where most of the people only speak Japanese or know very little English. So I would say from person to person, it would definitely vary on their proficiency in English. So I wouldn't count on everyone knowing English for sure, but I love the way that Japan is set up. You don't have to necessarily know Japanese to get around or do most things. They're really good, especially like with food. They have wax figures everywhere. So you usually, like, I was just pointing to the food that I want, and sometimes it doesn't always come out perfect. You just kind of have to be adaptable and work with the people like they're working with you to try to get your order, do what you need to do. But yes, a lot of the signs are also in Japanese, but then they might have an English translation right under it. So if you just take your time to read the signs, it's not going to be too difficult to figure it out. And again, there's a lot of people who are willing to help as well. So, if you see anybody, a desk agent or someone working in a restaurant, they usually know a little English, but Google Translate as well. I didn't really have to use Google Translate, honestly. A lot of things I did was through an app or I booked online. So most of the time it was just pointing at things or showing QR codes to receive anything. Next, we're going to talk about airport arrival, because I know, at least for me, just getting to that destination, you're already overwhelmed. You're just ready to get to your accommodation, or you're ready to just get the party started. But first, you have to get through immigration, you have to get through customs, you got to get through all that stuff. And it can definitely be overwhelming, especially when everything is like just in Japanese at first. So I would just say my biggest tip is to not rush. Definitely take your time. I did the online e-visa, and that definitely helped the process of going through customs and immigration, because they had a separate line for people with the QR code who did the e-visa online and everybody else who has to do the visa on site. So I highly recommend doing the e-visa, and they're gonna Japan is really nice. They already have those like machines and customs where they do face identifications and like fingerprints, so it goes by pretty fast. Once you get through customs and immigration, transportation is probably gonna be your next thing you're thinking about. After currency exchange, that's the second thing that I did. I went to the currency exchange booth and I exchanged about $300. I exchanged between $200 to $300. That's usually my go-to, because you can always use cash. Again, cash is king. You can use it for tipping, even though Japan is not a country you usually tip in. You can use it for, there's a lot of restaurants, smaller restaurants that only require cash. And that's really important. And so after the currency exchange, transportation, I took a bus shuttle from the airport for $10. Actually, there's like literally like transportation desk area that I just went up to, and I told them what city I'm going to. I showed them my address from my booking confirmation, and they found me the best bus route. And it was only like a 10-minute walk from that bus route, actually. And that's another amazing thing about Japan, like their whole transportation. They have that mapped out. They have that down pat, y'all. So you just on the city, and there's definitely some type of transportation route there. So I highly recommend the bus ticket kiosk. That was very affordable. That was only $10. There's also you can also take the train. There is a railway connected directly to most large cities in Japan. They have the subway, and they also have the JR lines, which I'm going to talk a little bit about later. You can also do Uber. Japan does have Uber, which I always love. Uber is in a lot of countries, And what I also love is that they have integrated their taxi service with Uber. So when you're, ordering a car through Uber, you're basically calling a taxi. But, you understand the rate. You don't have to really talk Japanese. I don't think I really talk Japanese besides saying, like konnichiwa or, arigato, saying thank you, or ride the Uber. But Uber is expensive in Japan for sure. And especially like for most places coming from the airport or going to the airport, they just, jack up the prices about $10, $50, $20. So I highly recommend taking the bus shuttle or taking the subway or JR lines. But if you have a lot of, carry-on luggage and you don't want to, kind of carry that around, maybe you can go through your hotel. A lot of hotels offer luggage services, delivery services. So that's one way you can go about it. You have your hotel, maybe send a driver. But I think that last that would maybe be Uber or a taxi, because that's probably just going to be the most expensive. Next, we're going to talk about money and small essentials. I highly recommend, this is like Japan specific. You can go for any other countries, but please bring a coin purse. I have never used so many coins before, and I actually won a coin purse at one of those like gacha claw machines, and it was just like the most rewarding thing. And it was highly needed. A lot of items are under 1,000 yen. And so you can use the 100 yen coin and you'll get a lot of those for sure. So I highly recommend a coin purse. Also, don't forget your passport while shopping. Japan is a tax-free country after 5,000 yen. Those products are tax-free. You don't have to wait until you get to the airport to declare those items. I think next year they are changing that policy to where you will have to wait until you get to the airport to declare those items. But if you're just having your passport now, and you spend more than 5,000 yen, like when I was at Don Quixote, y'all, I spent like almost $300. I don't know how I just added up, but I was so happy I got like $50 off because I had my passport with me. So highly recommend just carrying around your passport with you. Japan's not one of those countries you kind of have to worry about, losing your passport or it getting stolen unless you're just very, clumsy, kind of like I am. I was a little nervous at first, but I had a good bag on me. So my passport was with me at all times. And that is a really good discount if you spend over 5,000 yen. And Japan is one of those cities where it is so easy to shop, y'all. You can shop. Every city, you get off the subway, it's just like a district for shopping. So your pockets will hurt. Have your coin purse, have your cards ready for you, and yeah, have that passport. And this is also a fun fact. If you're looking for a very affordable souvenir and you're into the manga and anime, like I am, I highly recommend going to the local convenience stores, which are the convenience stores, and you can purchase the Shonen Jump manga previews. And it's basically like a thick paper manga book, and instead of like one story, you get previews for all the new releases for animes and mangas that are coming out in the next month, I believe. And it was only like $2 at Lawson. And it was just so much fun kind of picking out and seeing what animes are coming out, y'all. It was just so much fun for me because they have so many more shows out there than I knew. And yeah, they put me on for sure. So that was a small little tip for all my otakus, all my anime lovers. That was really fun. And you can find them at most like 7-Elevens or Lawson's. The next thing we're gonna go over is transportation basics. I kind of went over that a little bit with the airport, but one thing that got me confused and kind of messed me up is that the JR line is different from the subway. I'm from Atlanta and we don't really do the subway for real. We have MARTA, but no one does that for real. Everyone drives, so the whole transportation subway system is a little new to me. Google Maps will be your best friend, trust me, y'all. You need to have Google Maps downloaded. They are very precise with the train routes and like when they leave, depart, and arrive. And I was literally looking at people's phones. I wasn't trying to be nosy, but even the Japanese people were using Google Maps to, find their train ride. So highly recommend that. And the JR lines, you can tell the difference between the JR lines and the subway is by the shape on Google Maps. I think JR lines was like a square and maybe the subway was like a circle line. I'll try to insert a picture somewhere to help you guys out. But just know that the JR line and the subway is different. You can use the Suica card for the subway system, and the JR lines you have to buy a dedicated pass. I think you can add that to the Ioka card. I don't think you can add that to Suica. or maybe you can and you have to reserve it online that way. But I got a Suica card. I just added it to my Apple Wallet. It was super easy to add, and I uploaded about like 3,000 yen, and I just only had to reload it about maybe 3 or 4 times. So I would say max maybe about 10,000 yen would, you know, get you pretty far. And the rides are pretty cheap as well. Way cheaper than doing Uber. So yeah, I got the Suica card and I used the subway metro system for a lot of the way in Japan. So, you know, if you're a bougie traveler, you know, definitely go Uber. Uber, I highly recommend if you have the budget for it. Next topic is tech and power. And I'm gonna just keep this very short, y'all. Just get a good battery pack. I was in Kyoto and I felt so bad because this girl came up to me and was like, do you have a charger? And I actually had a battery pack on me, y'all, and it was fully charged, but she didn't have her cord with her. So with the battery pack, make sure you do have your charger cord, because something, you know, it might be dead and someone may have that battery pack for you. But I felt so bad. She was calling me an angel and everything until we realized we had different phones. So, you know, hopefully she figured it out. But I was good, y'all. I used my battery pack. I got mine from Target. It was about $45. It hurt a little bit, but it is so worth it, like investing in a really good battery pack, because I was able to charge my phone about 3 to 4 times. And my phone is literally on its last leg. Like, y'all, you know, when Apple tried to phase you out and my phone is dying like every hour, it was much needed. So highly recommend a good charging battery pack. And this man on the man on my plane was trying to put me onto the battery packs that are attached to your phone case. That looked really handy, because when I was walking around, you'll probably see in my vlog clips, I literally have the cord kind of sticking out of my purse, because it was just like a decent sized cord, and I was trying to like pull my phone in and out of my bag. So maybe you can get one of those that just kind of fits onto your phone where it's cordless or wireless. That would, you know, be very beneficial for you as well. But yeah, make sure you have your battery pack, make sure you have your cord. Then we're gonna get into packing, especially in the kind of winter fall time in Japan. I think the weather was perfect. For me, honestly, it was a little chilly. Like, it only got chilly when it was really windy. But during the day, it was about mid 60s, maybe like low 70s. But on certain days, especially when it got windy, I was so happy I packed thermals and I could layer up. So I brought like a good leather jacket and another like kind of bomber jacket. And then I also, most of the days I wore sweaters or long sleeves. So I was just so happy, especially taking the train and having to walk outside in the cold sometimes. I was so happy I had a jacket to kind of layer up my clothes as well. So I highly recommend being ready to layer up. And then also staying in a capsule hotel if you're planning to do kind of budget traveling through Japan, like I did. I stayed in one kind of shared bathroom accommodation and then a capsule hotel, which was giving like postal. It was actually really nice. I'm gonna have to insert some clips. Sometimes there's no AC or like you can't really regulate the temperature. So you also want to think about that. Maybe having tank tops or like briefs or shorts to kind of keep things airy. Because I know in summer, all the vlogs I see, people were complaining about how hot it was in Japan and how sweaty they were. So I would think about that too. If you're thinking about the summer, like think about how you can maybe, you know, strip and layer up depending on the weather. Because sometimes it's not even about the external environment, like what's going on outside. Sometimes you can't regulate what the weather is inside. And even on my plane, it was super cold. So I was kind of happy I had a hoodie to kind of layer up. Next, we're going to talk about cafe and work culture. And this is just something I kind of want to touch on because I was working remote half of the week while in Japan. And I really enjoyed how a lot of the establishments and restaurants doubled as cafes. You don't really see that here too much in Atlanta, maybe some other states, but I kind of find it hard to find affordable co-working spaces or just free cafes that offer Wi-Fi or have the plugins for you to actually do work and be productive in. So even at like the Castle Hotel, I think I would say all the hotels, all my accommodations, they had some type of working space where they had plugins. I really loved the cargo capsule hotel that I stayed in Osaka because the downstairs area was a cafe where they offered like free water and free tea, and they had plenty of plugins, ports almost at every desk. Like if the desk would probably have the plug-in ports or the chairs did, which I thought were really cool. A lot of them offer free Wi-Fi as well. There's really free Wi-Fi all in Japan. Most of the large cities offer a free Wi-Fi to connect to, and it's not the best, but it is helpful. If you don't have something like free like roaming data or an eSIM, I highly recommend an eSIM as well. Going back into tech, I bought an eSIM off of Airlo. I'm actually partnering with them. And I really do like their product. I've actually been an Airlo member for some years, and I use them in Thailand and Brazil. So if you're looking for an eSIM where you won't get crazy roaming fees or just want like fast internet, I highly recommend Airlo, and I got their Mochi Japanese eSIM, I believe. But yes, I just love how if you have to work or you have some business to do, or if you're like a creative like me where you like to be on the go and kind of do work while waiting on something in the meantime, Japan, you're probably going to find free Wi-Fi, and you're going to be able to usually find a plug-in for your electronics. Like even the Shinkansen, the train, had free Wi-Fi and a plug-in, y'all. We have two more things. The next topic we're going to talk about is some culture shocks. And this is kind of for funsies as well. But the first thing is, y'all, all the toilets have bidets. Like that was, at first, like I've seen things on like TikTok and Instagram talking about, oh yeah, like the bidets are amazing. Even my cousin came back from Japan and he put a bidet on his toilet, so it definitely was a shock because every toilet had one. The subway had a toilet, and the toilets were nice in the subway. All the hotels, all the attractions, all the toilets had bidets and seat warmers and toilet cleaners. It was just, they were all nice. Like all the bathrooms are nice in Japan. Something else is that I noticed that checkout is at 10 a.m. I think here in the States, most of the time checkout is at 11 and you can ask to extend. In Japan, I found that most of the checkout times were at 10 a.m. and then you would either have to become a member or pay an extra like 1,000 yen to extend for about an hour. So it was most common for them to have the 10 a.m. checkout, and then for 1,000 yen, you can extend per hour. So I think the max is about 2 to 3 hours. So I guess the latest you could probably check out is around 1. So that kind of, I was like, dang, like 10 a.m. I gotta be out of here. That kind of hurt a little bit. So I always paid for that late check-in. And then for the first hotel, I just had to become a member online. It was like a free membership, and they gave me an extra hour for checkout. The convenience stores, you probably already heard this, but the convenience stores are truly on every corner. There's a Lawson or a 7-Eleven or like a local Kobini store on every corner. And what makes them so different is that you can actually buy a proper meal at these convenience stores. I spent way too much money at the convenience stores. My first few nights when I was trying to figure out what I had a taste for and was trying to like kind of gain my appetite after the jet lag, I was eating at Lawson like every freaking night. I was getting the onigiri. I was so upset I didn't get to try egg sando, but they had like smoothie machines. They offer a great selection of hot and cold coffees, hot and cold teas. They have like the containers for them that actually keep them hot and cold. And yeah, like whatever you're kind of in the mood for, you can kind of find. They had pastas, they had curry, they had like just full-blown meals. So I really enjoyed that. The public bath. So if you have a hotel that offers a public bath, I was so excited to try one. Just be aware that you cannot have tattoos in a lot of them. My second stay in Kyoto, they offered a public bath, but I asked the front desk attendant because I had some larger ones on my body, and I just knew the stickers were not going to work. They try to usually offer a sticker that like cover your tattoos. I just knew that wasn't going to work for me. The accommodation offers a public shared bathroom. Like that was the whole kind of affordability of it. They have like shared showers and then the public bath. So I just stayed in the shower area, but they also had that public onsen hot spring water area. And it wasn't really giving that I should not be there, but when I asked about it, she just wasn't unsure about it. So I didn't even want to, come off rude or offend anybody. So I kind of just stuck to the showers. but it was still a public area. So you're still gonna be around a whole bunch of naked bodies and, you know, strip and shower area. And the public baths though were very clean, very kept up. It was very, very nice, y'all. It was still, it almost felt like a spa experience because they offered some really great products. They had different brands of shampoo and conditioners for people to use. They had like a powdering station. They offered free brushes, free toothbrushes. They had hair dryers, like any products that you need, they offered for free and had it out. They had lockers for you to put your clothes in. They a lot of the hotels offer like katanas, or no, not katanas, yukatas. I think they call yukatas, or loungewear for you to bring into the public baths areas, and that was really cool. You also get a bag and there's slippers to go into the lounge room. So yeah, the rooms are really done up nice. You know, you just might be in a room full of naked people, and of course it's separated by men and women. And at the one that I was at, most of them have a special code just for the women's side. There's a code, so you only get during check-in. Another cultural shock is that everyone has bag charms. I really love that. So if you kind of want to feel included, I think one of the best experiences that you can do in Japan is actually find, you know, a bag charm or a little key charm that you think is special. Even the men had bag charms on their book bags, and I thought that was really cool. A lot of people had multiple charms on theirs. And I was so happy. I found a cute little one. I don't have it on me today, but I found the cutest like Hello Kitty charm. I already had charms on mine that I got from some Asian stores here. But yes, I found that was very popular there. And I just thought it was just like so wholesome, and like the whole kawaii culture is still accepted among all people and very prevalent in the Japan area. So, and the last thing I would like to talk about is the Shinkansen. If you plan on taking the Shinkansen, I hope I'm saying that right, that is basically the bullet train that gets you from a lot of the larger cities a lot faster than the metro subway system. So I did the Shinkansen to Kyoto, and then I took the subway from Kyoto to Osaka, and then I took the Shinkansen again from Osaka back to Tokyo. So I took it twice, and it was about a little under $100. I used the Smart X app to book my ticket, and it didn't require like a Japanese name or anything. So, because I know sometimes a lot of those reservations require like a kanji name, but it was super simple to set up, and I found that it was about $10 cheaper than booking on Klook. I know a lot of people, you know, try to plug themselves in with Klook, but I found it was a little cheaper to actually buy it off of the Shinkansen Smart X app. That, yeah, it was about 13,770 yen, which is about $83. And I highly recommend, because from Tokyo to Kyoto is about 2.5 hours. The drive, I think, alone might have been 10 hours or 8 hours. So that just shows you how fast you can get from Tokyo to Kyoto. Really anywhere in Japan, you can take the Shinkansen. One of my favorite things is that the train stations, they have ekibens, which are like the bento boxes for train traveling. You can kind of pick which ekiben you want. I really should have got a traditional one. I wasn't sure what it was gonna taste like because I was kind of nervous because it's like pre-packaged, pre-made foods. So I kind of went with convenience store food. I got the onigiri and like some apple juice or some tea. I didn't really get the full ekiben, but I would encourage you to really try that out for the Japanese experience while taking the Shinkansen. And I believe if you're going from Tokyo to Kyoto, if you sit on the right side, you'll get views of Mount Fuji. When I was traveling, it was really late in the evening because it's early December. The sun was setting around 4:30, 5 o'clock. So I didn't get those views of Mount Fuji. I kind of timed it wrong, unfortunately. But if you look on Google, you can look on which side Mount Fuji views from. And you can also see the visibility percentage of Mount Fuji. So Mount Fuji is only visible for, I think, 93 days out the year. And that's why I didn't really book a Mount Fuji excursion, because I didn't really have time for all that, to be guessing and actually booking a tour for that. So I think that is actually one of the best ways to catch a Mount Fuji view, is to take the Shinkansen and, you know, kind of time that out. Let me know if you guys want more information on actually booking the Shinkansen, because it is different from the JR lines and it is different from the subway stations. A lot of the train stations have a whole Shinkansen area. So when you're like pulling up to the train station, just go straight to the Shinkansen area. And I had a QR code where it actually physically printed the ticket at the gate for me, and it gives you the reserved seat. They have non-reserved and reserved seating, but make sure if you have reserved, make sure you sit in your seat, because at the stops, some people are getting on. It might be free like leaving, but along the way, people are going to be getting on the train. So don't think you have a free seat next to you like I thought I did for about 30 minutes. Make sure you're sitting in the right seat. And let me know if you have any questions about the Shinkansen experience or like transportation in Japan. I could do a whole separate video on that. 10 things I think you should know before traveling to Japan. I highly recommend traveling to Japan. It was the perfect 25th birthday experience for me to do. I was literally waiting for it. I know it's on everyone's bucket list and it should be there for a reason. So I highly recommend. If you guys have any other questions about traveling to Japan, especially as a first-time traveler, I went completely solo. So if you have any questions about going solo, definitely let me know in the comments, and be on the lookout. Hopefully by the time this is posted, I've already had my Japan vlogs posted on the YouTube channel. You know, maybe look for that. I don't know where I'm gonna put that. And then I also always do, for my big trips, a itinerary and guide. If you want the exact itinerary that I did while in Japan, it was about 8 to 9 days. I did Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. If you want my exact itinerary breakdown, travel guide, you know, things you need to know before getting to Japan, things to be looking out for, all my like local recommendations, you know, the nitty-gritty tea stuff, definitely check out my itinerary. I will have that linked in the bio for sure. And yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next destination. Bye.